Welcome to Ride with Alina. My name is Alina. I'm a certified spin instructor, group fitness instructor, and I have my degree in kinesiology. So in today's ride, we're going to be doing 30 minutes of HIIT, high intensity interval training. So the format of this ride is going to be a quick 5-minute warm up, 20 intervals in the middle, and then a 5-minute cool down. The purpose of HIIT is to work at a very high intensity, as per the name. So in each interval, I want you to work as if it is the last interval in the class. So going there to that point of discomfort, and then during the recovery, we're gonna take what we need and reset for the next interval. So all the intervals in today's ride are gonna be 30 seconds of work followed by 30 seconds of rest. So 1-to-1 work to rest, which allows us the perfect opportunity to work and then recover fully and then get right back into it. So today I'm gonna be coaching resistance on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being extremely light and 10 being extremely heavy. We are not gonna be following the beat of the music. We're gonna be following the RPMs that are gonna be in the bottom right-hand corner and a timer that's gonna be in the top right-hand corner. We have 4 blocks in this workout. The first block is going to be 5 seated sprints. The second block is going to be 5 standing climbs. The third block is going to be 5 seated climbs. And then the 5th block is going to be 5 standing sprints. I'll remind you throughout the ride. So grab a water bottle and a sweat towel, put on a smile, and let's get started. All right, team, let's take one shoulder roll to the back. Brace the core and tilt from the hip, flat back. Roll out the legs on 87 RPM. Throwing on a resistance that connects you to the bike. I like to call that a 2-3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. Perfect technique. Shoulders are back and down, away from the ears. Knees track in line with toes. That's it, sitting in the middle of the seat. So throughout the warm-up, we are going to increase the heart rate, get the legs warm, almost to the point of our first effort, almost to the intensity of our first effort. All right, so at the 4-minute mark, I want us to take a few turns, bring it to a 5 out of 10, moderate resistance. Take the hands wide and speed it up to 100. Pick it up, pick it up. So starting to feel the heat in the legs with this moderate gear. Heart rate starting to creep up. This is the resistance we're going to be using in our first 5 seated sprints. Keep it coming for another 20 seconds. In the entire ride today, I'm going to give you a baseline RPM. A number that's kind of like the minimum. And you can take it up from there as long as you're in control of the bike at all times. Because in the HIIT workout, we are working to our max intensity, our high intensity, which may look different on everyone. Take off the edge, roll out on 87, hands in front. So heart rate is up, my breathing rate's up. That's a good sign. Rolling out the legs for this next minute. And then we're gonna increase the gear a little bit more. And we're gonna stand up and hit a moderate to heavy climb, still in the warm-up. Just focusing on our form technique, so we don't need to worry about any of that during the ride. Once we have that all down, we can really focus on the work. So start to add the resistance back. Bring it back to the moderate 5 out of 10, and then take a few more turns. Add more, slow right down. 70 to 80 RPM, up out of the saddle. Hands to the ends of the handlebars, butt back, core braced, chest up. That's it. So this is the position we're going to be doing block 2 in. our stand climbs. Block 3 will be back down in the saddle with our hands wide. And then block 4 will be up here in an attack position. So let's practice that attack position. Shift the hands back, drive the knees up. Shoulders in line with hips, our attack position. That's it. It's basically a high knee run on the bike. Optimizes our speed. All right, take a seat. Last minute, try not to touch the gear. And just roll out the legs. This is what we are going to be riding in. The form we're going to be riding in block number 3. Those seated climbs. All right, now that we are getting warm, block 1 is coming up. 5 efforts, 5 seated sprints. Minimum RPM, 110. I want you around a 4 out of 5, 4 to a 5 here. So put that on now. Light to moderate. Start to roll the legs a little faster. When I say go, we go for exactly 30 seconds. So get ready for it. Shift the hips forward. Take the hands wide, elbows in. Dip the toes down. We start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So bringing up the pace, at least 110 RPM. We know the form. Chest up, hips forward. So if we're going for your max pace for 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, slow. Now, did your legs slow, or did you have to slow them? If they slowed on their own, you have a proper racing resistance. Take the edge off. 3, 4 out of 10, hands in front. Roll out, 87. Woo! How did that one feel? Did you go there? If you didn't, no worries. We got time. Effort number 2 applied. Put it back on. 3, 2, accelerate. Go for breathlessness. If you don't have an RPM monitor, go based on feel and go for your max pace. Alternatively, follow my leg speed. 3 seconds to the end. 2, hold, reduce. Just taking the edge off. Amazing. You should need this recovery. We're not dropping the work rate all the way down in the recovery, just around the middle. All right, preparing for the next effort. Body's warm, ready to go. 3, 2, resistance, go. Sprinting across a flat road. Wind in your face. Aerodynamic posture. Keep the core locked in. Staying centered. Not wasting energy moving side to side. 5 seconds. 3, 2, hold. Wow. 3 down. 2 coming up. So in this next one, can you challenge the pace a little bit more? This is the block. To go for speed. Try this. Draw your resistance on. Think about pushing forward and down and then pulling up and back. Go. With small, tiny circles. Woo! Now drop those shoulders. Now keep the gaze up. Keep the airway open. Time to go. It's only 30 seconds. 3, 2, slow. Wow. All right, team, one more effort in block number 1. I am sweating. We are in it now. Too late to quit. Too late to choose something else. 10 seconds. Prepare your mind. Prepare the bike with your resistance. 3, 2, 1. Accelerate. Make it your best. Final seated sprint. Pick it up, team. Push your limits. Push your body. Five on the clock. 3. Right to the 1, 2. Hold. All right. I want everyone to take some turns. Bring the resistance up. Slow the legs. Right now, between 60 and 70. We're gonna stay between 60 and 70 when we stand with a very heavy 8 to 9 out of 10 resistance. So throw it on. Something that makes you need to stand. 5 standing climbs. Go. So, once you have the proper gear, slow and heavy, I want you to make sure you're between 60 and 70. If you're higher than 60 to 70, higher than 70, add more. We're not going for pace here. We're going for burning the legs. 3, 2, sit, reduce. Back to our 5 out of 10, moderate resistance. Keep the hands wide. Roll it out, 60 to 70. We're sticking within the RPM range for these 5 efforts. So just like I said before, I'm gonna make it more clear. The seated sprints were about speed. Now it's not about speed. 5 seconds, it's about resistance and fatigue in the legs. 2, up. We keep the RPM constant. And resistance is where we can challenge the body. If you're falling below 60, it's okay to take some off. We want to be right in that climbing sweet spot, going up a mountain. 3, 2, hold, and down. Woo. All right, now that we know what we're doing, really just slow the legs down here. Be honest with your body. Did you actually feel as if you took enough resistance to the point where your legs could no longer pedal after that 30-second mark between that range of RPM? Don't lie to yourself. Put it back on. 3, 2, up and out. Form refresher. Chest up, hips back, side to side. Butt tapping the saddle behind us. Feel that energy, team. That HIIT energy. Push down, pull up. 3, 2, 1, down. Woo! Wow. Awesome. 3 down, 2 to go, just like that. And then we're gonna move in to some seated climbs. Breathe, take your recovery, you earned it. All right, back on. Resistance back on. 3, 2, up and out. Hey team, by the halfway point at 15 seconds, if you feel like your legs need to slow, that's okay. You're doing it right. If you gotta take a break, take one interval off, That's okay, you're pushing your body. And that's all I really want in this class. 3, 2, and down. Wow, I can barely move my legs when I sit. So we have one more. And then we are gonna do the same thing, keep the same stimulus, but in the saddle. So make the most of these heavy gears. This is the heaviest we're gonna go in this ride. 3, 2, up and out. I think I can take a little bit more. We came here to work, we came here to push. I'm not here to waste your time. Seconds, push through, get up the mountain. 3, 2, slow. All right, so take it back off. 5 out of 10, 60 to 70. This time, we're gonna add that same gear back on. Stay seated. So let's set it up. Shift the butt back in the saddle. Pushing through the heels to use the glutes. Hands are wide, light grip. Put that resistance back on. 8, 9 out of 10. 2, 1, 30 on the clock. Now you'll notice if you put that same gear back on, it's way harder to push in the saddle. So if you're up for that challenge and you can keep the RPM range, go for it. But if that standing gear makes you fall below 60, it's okay to readjust and take some off. 3, 2, and reduce. Back to a 5. Keep the legs rolling where they are. Release them, let them recover. Awesome. So that was our first seated climb. Effort. Feels different, doesn't it? We get to use more of the glutes in this position when we push forward and down. 3, gear back on. 2, 1, go. Now you may need to pull up and push down on the handlebars. Whatever you gotta do to keep the legs spinning with your core brace. Now team, can you give me 1 or 2 more RPM just till the end of this one? 2, 1, reduce, take it off, not all the way off, but you know what I mean. It's just you and I in the spin studio together today. One-on-one training session. Imagine that. If it was in person, we wouldn't be slacking, would we? So really, what's the difference? 3, add, 2, go. This should feel like you are riding through mud. Stomp the feet. On that incline. Don't slow the legs. I know they want to slow. 2. And reduce. Awesome. We have 2 more efforts until we enter block number 4, our final block, which will be stand accelerations on a moderate to heavy resistance. So we're looking forward to that, right? But we're staying present in block number 3 because we're treating every interval like it's the only interval. Gear back on. 2, go. Now team, I challenge you. Push through your core. Let it fire up. Let it do its job. Let it drive some power. 10 seconds, it's not easy. I know. 3, 2, breathe, and reduce. We have one more effort in the climbs. Fix your hair, whatever you gotta do. Take water when you need it. Let's get to the top of the mountain in this interval. After the challenge, take a little bit more resistance. Start to put it back on. 3, 2, go. Grind it out. Hustle. It's too late to give up. Push through. Right till the 0. 3, 2, 1. Reduce. Don't go far. Don't go far at all. Above your 5 out of 10. Give me a 6, 7 out of 10. Getting ready for our first interval in the last block. Hands are gonna go wide, knees are gonna go up. RPM, I want it minimum 90 out of the saddle. If you don't want to stand, keep it in the saddle. Gear is on. 2, 1, up and out. Let's go. Changing the stimulus. Our second and final opportunity for speed. Keeping the upper body as still as you can. Hands are further back than the climbs. Push down, pull up. 5 seconds. This is my kingdom. Keep going until I count you down. 2, 1, and sit. You can take the edge off. 5 out of 10. Slow it down. Between 70 and 80 RPM. Catch your breath. You should feel your heart right here. We're going back. The goal again is to go for pace with the constant gear. So throw it on. 6, 7. Moderate to heavy. Go. So hit me. So for the remainder. Don't hold back. We're about to get changed. Don't hold yourself back. You're in danger. Just say the safe word. I won't get angry. Now I'm done being playful. I promise that I keep it. Fight for it. So lay on the table. Cause this is about to get painful. Open up wide, I'm going inside. You're not going nowhere until the sunrise. I love when you scream, I know what it means. 5 seconds. Make a good team, but never a witness. How we get off is nobody's business, is it? So it's funny how nobody knows how much you love being under control. You should need a moment. I definitely do. So team, we started with the seated sprints, approaching the mountain, and then we went up that mountain. And now we are bringing it home. Let's call this the descent. Let's sprint down the mountain, even though it feels like a mountain climb. Put it back on. 4, 3, 2, up and out. Let's go. Effort 3. It's no longer new. We know what's up. So just put in the work. Make it matter, make it mean something. So hit me. Nothing but love and affection. So hit me. Head back, hands tight, mouth shut. 3, 2, slow. All right, 2 to go. Woo! Whatever you say, God. Team, in this next effort, I want you to imagine I'm pulling you by a rope. I'm holding you back, and you gotta sprint. You gotta sprint away from me. You gotta rip the rope. Break the ties. Gear back on. 3, 2, go. I'm really pulling you back. You gotta push forward. Out of my grasp. It takes hustle. It takes an athlete. And that's what we are. We are athletes. 3, 2, hold, slow. Our final effort of the entire workout. How do you want to end it? I'll leave it up to you. But playing off that last interval. We are athletes. We are on one team. So let's finish this sprint together. Side by side. You dictate the pace. Gear back on. Leave it all on the bike. 2, 1, go. How fast do you want to take it? Now I'm following you. You're taking us to the end. Step up. Be a leader, lead the team to victory. Five seconds to the end. 3, 2, 1. And slow. Reduce your gear when you have a chance. 3 out of 10, 87 RPM. Hands in front. Catch your breath. Your heart rate's up. Bring it down. We do that by controlling our breath and rolling the legs on a lighter resistance. Absolutely amazing work today, team. 20 efforts behind us. Now we have some time to cool down. Just breathe. We just did that together. Way to lead us to the end, to the finish line. Surpassing the finish line. All right, so in this cool down, we are gonna do a few accelerations on the bike, some stretches on the bike, and then we're gonna hop off the bike and do some stretches down there. So our first acceleration is in 20 seconds. We're gonna accelerate between 90 and 100 RPM on this bike here. Taking our hands wide, not going for speed, not going for heart rate, going for our victory lap. All right, take your hands wide, 2, and go. So since we're working at such a high work rate, it's gonna take time for our body to come back down. So give your body that time. Keep it coming. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and slow. Push up, give me 3 shoulder rolls to the back. Bring the shoulders up to the ears. Last one, set them down and back. Brace the core, interlace your fingers, palms up to the sky, and then drop the shoulders down and back. Awesome. Grab onto one wrist, pull it to the opposite side. Eyes up to the sky. And switch. Release the arms back down nice and slow. Bring your ear to your shoulder for your next stretch. And look behind your body. Over your shoulder. Back to the middle. Switch sides. And to the back. Heart rate's coming down. Back to the middle. Tilt from the hip, maybe taking off a little bit more resistance. Roll it out, 87 RPM. We're going to perform one more acceleration between 90 and 100 RPM. And then we will hop off the bike. We'll start in 3 seconds. 2, and pick it up. This one's a little longer. Flushing out the metabolic byproducts we built up in the legs. Because a lot of the work we did today was anaerobic in nature, meaning without oxygen. Keep it coming. After this cool down, if you feel like you need to stay on the bike a little bit longer, keep rolling it out and then restart the stretches. No worries at all. Every day's different, everybody's different. Ten more seconds. Keep it up. 3, 2, and slow. All right, unclip, uncage, and I'll meet you at the side of the bike for some off-bike stretches. All right, team, when you're ready, find your balance or hold onto your handlebars for a quad stretch, bringing your knees together, chest up nice and tall, stretching out the front of the legs. Amazing accomplishment today. Switch legs. I'm going for the balance. I think I got it today. Next up, hamstring stretch. Let's take our feet hip width apart into a forward fold, tilting from the hip, pushing the butt back, and reaching for the toes. Perhaps today hands are on our shins or on our thighs. The point being, we feel the stretch at the back of the legs. Take the eye gaze to the back, to your knees. And when you're ready, slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Figure 4 glute stretch. Cross your ankle over the opposite knee and sink back, sitting down into your imaginary chair behind you. Lining up your hips with your knees and your knee with your ankle. And your ankle with your toes. Breathe through it. 3, 2, and switch. Always keeping the core braced to keep the back flat. Spinning never fails to make me full of sweat. I'm always covered in sweat after a great ride. After any ride. All right, take your hands on your handlebars, feet hip width apart, sink your weight back. Release your shoulder blades, your lats. And then come up onto your tippy toes, push away from the bike to stretch up the core. Extension in the lower spine and back down. Face the front, give me one deep breath in, reach up to the sky. And exhale, give yourself a round of applause, pat on the back. Amazing effort today. We crushed that workout. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends and family. We are growing here on Ride with Alina, and I want to share my energy, my passion with as many people as I can worldwide. With all that being said, I hope you enjoyed it. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next ride.